Yeah, I'm not doing good on. Because we haven't done much except for since last night. Anybody have a question?
You need to repeat it. How's he feel like?
Yeah, he's I think he's doing okay. I think he gets a little bit better every day, and I think that's something you can't hurry. It's just one of those things that everybody gets eventually, and we're hopeful he's going to be available for this weekend, but we probably won't know until tomorrow if he can go out there and run.
What have you seen from Arkansas?
Well, obviously Marcus got a big hit for us on Tuesday night, and I think he's, especially with the left-hander going tomorrow night, I think, him swinging the bat well is going to be really important to our club, and he did what you expect seniors to do, get big hits and, put the barrel where he needs to in key situations. So pretty pleased with where he is right now.
Do you like using him in that 9 spot too, because almost another leadoff guy?
Yeah, I think there's something to that, although I think he can comfortably hit anywhere else. Right? It's really, we just don't want to have 2 non-runners in a row in our lineup. So, if you look at our lineup, it's kind of strange. That's one of the reasons why you have a Pirtle hitting in the 4-hole. Not to criticize Wes, but he's not exactly a runner. So you need to have a runner behind him. And so, yeah, I think he's, I think he could be productive out of the 9-hole, but I think he can be productive out of really anywhere in our lineup.
How do you feel about the competitiveness you have kind of with the musical chairs for guys from 3 spots in the outfield and see people back?
Yeah, I think they're all really mature kids, and I think they all, understand that we're trying to put the best 9 out there. And certainly, CT, when he's 100% healthy, he's got something that some of those other guys don't have. He's got, a ton of experience, although, CT has just had the misfortune of really bad luck of some injuries over the last few years. But, if we get him healthy, certainly, and he's running to the ball the way he can, I think he's one of the, best defenders, in our league at that position.
Another potent rotation going against this weekend. Do you attack them differently than you did Vanderbilt, or are there some things you can take away?
Well, everybody's different. So we'll watch the film, we'll look at all the scouting reports, and what's different is, maybe this guy can't defend his position, or maybe this guy's really good at defending his position. Do you bunt on this guy? Can you run on this guy? All that's in place. So, we've done the scouting report stuff, we've collected all the information, looked at it today, we'll have our meetings today, and see how we can attack these guys.
We've gotten an idea over years of what an Arkansas team is, but now there's just so many names missing from the last 2 seasons, almost really a new ball club coming in.
But really talented, and their pitching numbers are ridiculous. It's just you played Vanderbilt last weekend, looked at their pitching numbers, and then you look at Arkansas's, they're really almost identical. It's a very good pitching staff, very well coached. They're a very good defensive club. You gotta really hope that your club gets off to a good start. Well, we'd love to have the same type of home field advantage that we did last weekend with a tremendous vocal crowd. I think our kids really feed off that. Who wouldn't? And we got to get off to a great start on the mound. And certainly Preston did that for us last weekend also.
You'll be facing one of your former players in Wilkerson. Just what do you remember about his time here?
Yeah, he's a football guy here, and we remember meeting with him, and he wanted to make the move to play baseball. I remember being a great athlete, just not a great baseball player yet, and he needed to go get some at-bats and kind of figure out the game a little bit. And, in years past, before you had the 35-man roster rule, man, you had a ton of those guys around to the tune of about 45 to 50 guys when I was playing, and now it's so hard to do that. But, yeah, I've seen him play on TV, and I've seen him DH a lot, and I think he's done a nice job for those guys.
How do you think Brandon's adjusting to his new role, kind of out of the bullpen rather than starting?
I think his posture, his body language, I think it's been phenomenal. I think he's really adhered to that. Butch has really worked hard to kind of rebuild him, recreate him a little bit with a little more two-seam, a little more sink, a little less velocity, a little bit more pitch to location, and I think his last 2 times out have been really promising. I've said all along that he's really close, and I think he's even closer now that you watch these last 2 outings.
And for Lingren, same thing. He seems to love that role coming out of the bullpen. And y'all talked about it before. Y'all wanted to get him in there, get a left-hander to get you a couple innings. He's done just that.
Yeah, I don't think Lindgren's close. I think he's there. I think, it takes a lot to stay there, but certainly, my goodness, I don't think he's had a poor outing in terms of his stuff, this year. So it's a real luxury to have a guy like Lindgren in our bullpen. He's just grown up so much and really understands his role and what he can do for our club.
When you look at your report, is Jake hitting the ball hard and he's hitting the barrel like you want him to, or is he kind of doing the fly ball stuff?
Yeah, in our ballpark, line drives look like fly balls, because it's just the nature of this yard. But I think, anytime you're getting hard contact, I think Jake, again, an inch here or there, I can't count how many rockets he's hit the second baseman, the first baseman. So he hits the balls hard on the ground and then he gets out. And he gets a line drive and out for him and he gets out. Everybody goes through that. You just hope they don't change their swing because, it's a good productive swing that's in the ball hard to begin with. So there's a lot in our game that you can't control, and I think, that's one of them. You can't control where defenders are and if you get out or not. So I'm really pleased with where Jake has been. I thought Tuesday night, he swung the bat very, very well.
Still a long season. You see Brandon maybe staying in the bullpen? You see maybe kind of working his way back in the starter's rotation? Or?
I think it's possible for anything. It's a real luxury to have him in our bullpen, and of course, the weekends are critical. They're the most important thing we do, but we have some big midweeks coming up too. You have the Governor's Cup, you have the game with Southern Miss. So I think there's a lot of roles for him, but just seeing his posture and body language out of the bullpen his last couple of times, we've been very impressed with that.
With West Ray leading the team with walks, but also with strikeouts, how does he cut down on those?
On strikeouts?
Yeah.
Guys who have big strike zones, who have power, they usually strike out a little bit more. But I think he's very capable of getting one of those roles to where he's getting on base a ton. He's not swinging and missing as much. And that's the thing about Wes. He's an older guy now, and he understands how to make adjustments. And I don't ever worry about him because he can really make good adjustments during the course of a ball game.
Maybe the better question is, how concerned are you with those numbers?
Oh, I'm not concerned about that at all. Of course, I want him to do well, and of course, I just believe in Wes, and I think, he's somebody that's going to work his way through. I don't, in terms of numbers, he's another guy. I think he's hit a ton of line drives, right?